One of the big challenges that a lot of my coaching clients face, including my own, which is how do you have more real estate conversations with your past clients, with your centers of influence, with homeowners? Everybody wants more listings today. And so I had to reflect deeply in what are the types of conversations that I actually want to have, that I would be excited to have with people about real estate. And so in this video, I'm going to break down the 3 questions that unlock 3 great conversations about real estate that we could create a plan around for our past client spheres. Focus our educational content via social media, via also YouTube video content. Add these 3 things into your email newsletter. So it creates a really good cycle of that we're having these conversations with a bunch of people, and then we're sharing a bunch of content, creating new conversations with people that are on our periphery. So let's dive into the 3 questions that unlock 3 great real estate conversations. Question number 1, probably one of the best questions and or scripts that I've ever created as a real estate coach and used. And here's the question. Do you have any questions about prices in the neighborhood or the market? This question, I developed it in a just listed, just sold prospecting environment. I worked with hundreds of prospectors. And what I found was if you ask this one question, do you have any questions about prices in the neighborhood or the market? Tons of homeowners just engage you in a conversation. So as we move that forward to, the last couple of decades in real estate, we've seen prices skyrocket in the early 2000s. Then we saw the big crash in 2010 to 12. And then we've seen 2012 all the way to, 2022. And then we saw the interest rate hike. And, we're now starting to experience some shakiness in the potential of price points. So, on the minds of every homeowner is this topic of what's happening with prices, what's happening with the market. So I don't know about you, friends. I want to have those conversations. I'd love to provide them some resources for following the value of their home. I would love to provide them some resources on my email newsletter where I'm talking about the housing market and making sure that they know that I'm following that. I just want to be the resource and the one guy that's having all of the conversations with all my community about prices and the market. So that's number 1. Let's jump to number 2. Number 2 happened for me as a real estate professional with my wife and I and my father-in-law and I selling houses in San Diego, and then also buying, fixing up, and selling, and doing that a couple times, that I became more proficient in a conversation about what are you doing next with your property. And so I want to have lots of conversations about, hey, what are your plans for the property this year? What are you guys looking at? What's on the consideration set? Let's talk about that. Now, I don't know about you as a homeowner for me here in San Diego and Solana Beach, my wife and I have a list of 6 or 7 of the next projects that we want to do on the property. We're currently engaged in one of them now. And so I don't know about you, if you own a home, what are your next projects for your property? Are you going to remodel a kitchen, a bathroom, add solar, add a pool, do some landscaping, pavers, and just fix up, replace the electrical system, improve your, water. You just got a water leak. You got the furnace, you got the AC. The list goes on and on, my friends. And so this conversation about, hey, what are some of the next projects that you're considering with your property? Let's engage that conversation. I've got a bunch of great people that I've used in the past that I would recommend. I can introduce you to some different service providers, whether or not it's the pool contractor, the landscape designer, a good remodeler, maybe a cheaper one, a handyman, the latest HVAC guys that I'm recommending and using that I'm working with. My friends, I want to be the go-to person that all my past clients and my friends and my neighbors and my farm, I want them to feel confident to reach out to me. I want to feature and highlight some of these people and these services in my social media, on my YouTube channel, in my email newsletter. So I don't know about you guys, this second question to me is a lot of fun. And, the way that I was thinking about it in terms of a plan for, increasing past client center of influence referrals was, why don't we have this conversation at least one time at the beginning of each year? Hey, tell me, what are your plans for your property this year? Is there any resources or any people that I can introduce you to? Is there any questions you have about what to do, how much to invest, what the return on investments of those things would be? Obviously, guys, that would lead to more listing conversations because, preparing your home to sell always includes some fixes and changes and some improvements. So that conversation is always going to keep you front and center for that next listing inside of your neighborhood, your farm, your past clients, and your center of influence. All right, so let's go to question number 3, conversation number 3 in real estate that I love, which is, hey, I kind of put the two together. We could separate these out, but a lot of my friends and at my stage of life, we're looking at, what is this kind of second home, vacation home conversation, and or we're looking at real estate investing. And I don't mind putting these two together to kind of keep it as an open conversation. So some of you, this is a more of a luxury type of conversation in terms of, maybe in your community at the average income with the average price point. These may or may not be the big conversation, but I highly recommend, no matter what, for all of my friends out there, the conversation about real estate investing, I think, is super important. So, hey guys, do you have any questions about, buying a potential vacation home or real estate investing for your long-term future? I would love to be able to talk to you about, real estate finance, investment opportunities and or kind of these second homes. Now, what I've learned is a lot of my friends and past clients and a lot of, my coaching clients, the people that I talk to all the time, everybody's in these conversations about where are there good real estate investment deals? What's the financing? How does it work? What's going on with that? How do we build long-term wealth with real estate? I have a lot of friends and a lot of real estate clients and a lot of center of influence and past clients who have second homes, who maybe their family has a second home. Maybe they're aspirationally looking at some of this fractional ownership. So this is a big conversation around kind of beyond what you're doing with your property and looking out into the world. So this is the type of conversation that I absolutely want to have more of. I want to be the go-to guy. I want to share more of this content again in my social, on my YouTube channel, in my email newsletter. I want people to call me and say, hey, I'd love to chat with you about, right? I'd like to initiate that, whether or not it's at the kids' soccer field or, at a party or just, casually, in the neighborhood. These are the types of real estate conversations that I would love to have. I'd love to hear what your opinions are. Is there any other conversations that you're having that are leading to great real estate conversations that are generating referral opportunities and more business? Put it down in the comments below. If you guys have liked this content, give it a thumbs up. And if there's something that you want me to address in future videos, why don't you send me a message, put it down below, and I'm happy to help you guys out. I hope these 3 questions make a big difference. We'll see you guys on the next video.